What is yellow and shouldn't be drank? A school bus. That's right. Okay, so here's the Gridmaster plan, the master plan that I have laid out here. There's lots of other YouTubers and peoples and stuff that are making some plans. I see some flaws with theirs, and mine looks better. Not actually. I mean, it's just it all comes down to play style and like what you want to do and how you want to play and stuff like that. Some people want to go in blind and just wing it. So we will see all of the releases for this bad boy here within 12 hours of this video coming out. So this just gives you something to watch before you go to sleep tonight and get ready for the big day tomorrow. My main plan is basically like around these skills here of picking these ones. So I'll put the top of the description here is the link to that video where I talk about how are you going to train every skill in Gridmaster, and it basically just breaks all that down and the thought process behind which relics to pick and stuff like that. Here's the route. So first off, if you want access to this document, first off, second off, and third, I'm going to be updating it live basically as things go on. So we've got the Discord here, link in the description. There's the route will be posted into here, little doc there. You can enjoy it, you can copy it, you can make a copy, whatever else. I'll keep it updated based on new information that comes out. And then if you want to talk in the game, you can join the Gratz clan, Gratz. You can join that there. Yeah, that's just for funsies. And then dad joke. Yeah, why is it called restroom if I'm in there fighting for my life? I'll keep updating the dad jokes based on your comments in this video, so appreciate that. So here's what we're going to do. Step 1, you have to download this plugin. House Thieving Varlamore. You don't have to. I say have to, but like it'd be a good thing to download it because it makes the Varlamore House Thieving very chiller. Log into RuneScape. That one is important, borderline essential to playing Gridmaster. You're going to complete the tutorial, pick Power Miner. I'm going to breeze through the rest of this. Like here, I'm not going to read every step and explain everything step by step. Just giving you a general idea of the plan, and then you can go off of it, or you can come in here and take this document and do it for yourself and whatever else. So here's what we're doing. First step is I want to get to Golden God right away. It is very important for this plan to start making cash right away and training mage right away. The mage levels from Golden God is super underrated because it allows you to kill things like Bryophyta and whatever the other one is, the ogres, shaman, the lesser demon, stuff like that. All those ones that we know are in this first tier. So 1, 2, and 3, like you need mage levels to kill those. So that's what this strategy is building around. So Dodgy Deals is a relic that we're speculating is coming. People have found some reason to believe that it comes from T-stalls. I'm not going to talk about that too much, but getting Dodgy Deals first is very important. So I might add a small section in here of like how to get Dodgy Deals quickly. And if it's like really hard to get or if it takes longer, then like I'll add a bunch of stuff to get there. It's very important to do Dodgy Deals first because it makes the thieving training much faster. And you need 50 thieving for Golden God. So that's step 1. Thief from the Man in Lumbridge, 1 to 15. Walk to the Mage Tutor, get your runes. Go to the Ham Hideout. Cast some mage spells along the way. Get some little bit of HP, XP, and stuff so that you don't get one shot when you're doing the Barbarian security thing. 15 to 38 on the Ham members. We're then going to go to Draenor. We're going to avoid the security guards. Don't die to a security guard. And if you do, take a screenshot and put yourself in the Wall of Shame, which is right here. So every time you perish, Wall of Shame, there's Martin. Congrats on the perishing, Martin. We're going to buy 15 wines from Fortunato. That's going to help you with the rest of this kind of guide. Buy a Chronicle and 5 to 10 teleport cards from Diego. You're going to have cash from the Ham members, so you're going to buy as many teleport cards as you can, basically, right away. This is a speculated task. Maybe skip it if it's not worth it, but doing the Stronghold of Security gives you the to get the fancy boots. It's speculated that that will give you the Sage's Greaves, the one that gives you free agility experience. We could skip it, or you could keep doing it either way. I'll update this once we know. Telly de Varrock using the Chronicle. 40 to 50 thieving on the guards on top of Varrock Castle. You can thieve from any guard. You don't have to go up on top of the castle. It's the same XP no matter how many guards there are, but the Dodgy Deals relic in the past has made it so that you thieve from all of the same NPC in the area. So it would give you like a ton of cash from doing that. Complete Children of the Sun. There's no requirements. There's no items needed. There's nothing. It's just dialogue. It might be autocomplete. So we'll see what's going on there. Travel to Varlamore using Premio in East Varrock. So if you're unaware, you're coming back to the game or whatever else, I'll open the world map. We are looking at Varrock Center right here. So you're just running over to here, and that's using the Quetzal, the big bird, to get out of there. So pretty chiller. We're going to go southwest to the bazaar. So I've put a picture here. So this is where you're stealing the keys from. And then any of these 4 houses, you'll be able to steal from them. But that's what the plugin will tell you. It'll tell you how long you've got left. Basically, the way it works is the NPC that's in there will be walking away from the house. And then when they've walked away, you go in, you steal as much as you can. You just need to get 1 valuable, and it will complete the task. So that's pretty sweet. At that point, you can drop the valuables on the ground, or you can stay and try and get as many as you can. It takes a couple of minutes. Like, you could make 10k cash if you wanted to stay, or you can just drop them on the ground. If you wanted to do something with the valuables, you can sell them to this lad right here, the dodgy character. So now that's Golden God completed. Start alching right away. So what we're going to do there is our next step is to complete the home row, and we're going to be alching the whole time. Here's the link to the Golden God calculator. It shows you all of these beautiful things here. You can see the average profit per hour, 2.2 bill per hour on condensed gold, is insane. Right from the starter area, 27 mil an hour on rune plate skirts. You can also get the tall box hedge bagged for 40 mil an hour. I don't think it's worth going for the tall boxed hedge bagged without a teleport, because it's in Falador. I don't know if it's worth trying to make all your way to Falador, because the next part of this goal here is you're going to go to the Champions Guild. You're going to start alching the most expensive item you can afford until you can get to the rune plate skirts. Won't take long, and then just keep alching those. Once you've got a stack of 40 of those, again, shouldn't take long. Leave the Champions Guild, and that'll just give you starter cash, 3 mil, 2 mil, whatever it ends up being. A bit of RNG involved there. If you're patient, you can stay for longer, but you don't have to. If we don't have 32 quest points for Champions Guild, then we will go to Falador and start buying bagged plants and alching those. So basically, same thing. However much money you have at that point, if you've got the 10k from the stronghold, or you've got the money from the valuables, that determines what you can start with, and you build your way up. Very simple. We're going to go to Varrock. Now that we're like constantly alching some rune stuff, if you run out of rune stuff, keep alching. Just alch like some air runes or something like that. We're going to go to Varrock. We're going to buy Priest Gown top and bottom for some prayer bonus. Buy one of each staff in Varrock. You'll just use whatever staff you need. Like, you've got a lot of cash at this point, so just buy one of each. Go to Varrock Rune Store and buy 30k of each elemental rune, 1k chaos, 1k death runes. Just to have some runes to start casting some spells early. You probably won't need that many chaos runes, but death runes you'll definitely use eventually, most likely. And then we're going to test this. There's a rumor that this altar here, opening the map back up, going back to Varrock, there's an altar right here. This is just south of the rune store. This is a chaos altar. In the previous league, this gave the same amount of experience per bone as the altar up here. So if that's the case, you can use cash from Golden God. When you use 20k cash on an altar, it gives you the experience of using a dragon bone on the altar. So if this is the same XP as the one up here, then we will use the cash on that altar there just to quickly get 43 prayers. It's going to be 800k cash. It's super simple. You've got all of that money already from alching your rune plate skirts. If that's not, I'll delete this row and we'll just do it down here in the wilderness. So just go buy a house while you're in this area. It's worth it. And then we're going to go to the Varrock mine and get 15 mining from tin and copper. That's just getting the levels ready for the mining task. There's a mine of gold ore. That's a task. So home telly. and run to the Wizard's Tower. Kill the Lesser Demon on the top floor with water spells. Pretty straightforward. Now, this could be a long one. Maybe there's a lineup to get in. Jagex said don't worry about it on a live stream, whereas previously we had to literally stand in line and wait for our turn to kill the Lesser Demon. Hopefully at this point you've got a high magic level because of your alching, and then you're going to just kill that Lesser Demon instantly with your death runes, and it'll be quick. So that's what the plan is. TBD. Hopefully there's no bottlenecking there. That just bottlenecking is when there's like everyone's trying to do the same thing at once and it doesn't work. What else? If we didn't get 43 prayer yet, we're going to use the fairy ring at the Wizard's Tower, go to Edgeville, run north to the obelisk, get yourself 43 prayer. Pretty straightforward. We now have overheads, which is just, I added this to the guide because it's going to be really nice to have. We're going to do Corsair's Cove. We're going to Corsair Cove. It might be a quest that you need to complete, but it's probably auto-completed. So to get there, you'd home telly and then run to Remington. Alternatively, you can go to a fairy ring and go to CKS. So we will see what's faster, and I'll update it. Go into the dungeon, kill an ogress with earth spells. They've got an earth spell weakness, so good to do that. That's when you get combatant. I'm going to be selecting prayer, range, and strength for my skills, and that plays into these stats, these choices here. So you can change your mind. I recommend taking prayer because it will let you train your combat stats extremely fast. Like it's going to be, you'll get 99 prayer within an hour using Golden God Cash on the Wildy Altar and whatever else. So that's what I'm picking. You can change your options, though. We're going to leave the Corsair Cove dungeon and go to the fairy ring. Going to go to the Stonecutter's Outpost. If you guys haven't been there before, it's just a bunch of rocks, and then there's a shop that sells the construction supplies, like the gold leafs, the gold, condensed gold bars. What else does it sell? Magic stones, stuff like that. At this point, we're just building our cash stack. We need 3.5 bill cash, is what the calculations show. So to get that much cash, you're going to want to just buy whatever the most expensive item in the store is that you can afford, alch it, and once you've alched and made money, because you make money on Golden God, you'll buy more. Keep buying more. While you're doing that alchemy, you're going to be doing some mining. You're going to mine until level 40. You're going to mine some iron ores. And then while you're there, there's gold ore right there. Mine those. Boom. Lumberjack unlocked. Set the axe. There's going to be like a toggle option on the axe. The Lumberjack axe will either allow you to auto burn logs or auto fletch logs into arrow shafts. You don't need the arrow shafts and you don't need the fletching levels. My plan is to change it to the fire making option and just get that early fire making XP. We can buy those arrow shafts from the ranging guild, and we'll have range levels because of I'm going to be putting range as one of my combatant things. So start chopping some logs around stonecutters until level 15, and while you're doing that, keep buying as much condensed gold and alching it as you can. Right before you leave, stock up on that. Telly to home, run to Draenor, talk to the forester, get a forestry kit. There's probably a forestry task, so I figured we might as well start doing that. Chop oaks until 30, and then willows till 45. Stock up on some more wines while you're there in Draenor now that you got a bunch of cash. I'll buy a couple of inventories just so I have food for doing stuff. Minigame Telly over to Soul Wars. If that teleport is not unlocked, then you can run there. It's not too far. You go to Edgeville. For those who don't know, I'll show you quickly on the map. Yeah, we would be... Where would we? We'd be in Draenor right now, it looks like. Oh my gosh. Draenor, you just run up. It's this little thing here, Soul Wars. There's a little portal that brings you in there. Okay, back on topic. Once you're in Soul Wars, you're going to kill some Moss Giants. So this was kind of the Soul Wars plan. So Isle of Soul. I typed it wrong. Isle, there we go, of Souls, enter. So here's where you come in. That's the Edgeville spot. Right here are a ton of Moss Giants. You need a mossy key. So that's what you're going to do. And then over here is a maple tree. So conveniently enough, get over there, get a maple tree going, and now you're set. So there's some other stuff here, like catching a shark if you need that. But anyways, that's what you're doing. Now, there's a chance that I change the Moss Giant guide to be Go to the Wilderness. The drop rate is 1 in 150, but the drop rates are increased like 5x, I believe they said. So, yeah, if the Mossy Keys are not increased, I will pivot this and say just go to the edge. Like, we're in Edgeville at the Soul Isle of Soul anyways. You just go into the wilderness and kill them there. So that's TBD. Chop your maple, get Animal Wrangler Relic unlocked. Heli to Varrock using your Chronicle. Go into the sewers. Make sure you bring a knife or a sword to cut the web. We're going to kill Bryophyta. So stay out of melee range, pray mage, and use fire spells on it. Very simple. Last one, train your stats to level 500. Reach level 500 total. You'll be close at this point. I don't know exactly how much XP and everything. It's too complicated for me to basically look at. So what we're going to do is, we're going to get to 500 total levels. So the way that I will be doing that is using Production Prodigy. Here it is. It insta-processes all of your stuff. So you just need level 8. It insta-processes, but it also gives you a plus 12 boost to all of your stats, like crafting. So for crafting, you need 20 to chisel some sapphires, some uncut sapphires. So you essentially only need level 8. When I've got level 8, I'm going to go over to, where's that place called? Flip back over to the guide. Come on. Get level 8 crafting from charter ships. Just buying buckets of sand and seaweed, and then once you've got 8 crafting, get that 12 plus boost from Production Prodigy and start crafting gems and Alkard. That'll give you another 70 levels in no time. Alternatively, you can just go use some cash on an altar for some prayer XP. That will also give you some strength and range levels. TBD. Either way, you're going to need the crafting levels. You might as well do it now. That will be the home row completed. You get a lamp. I don't know what to use it on yet. So my thoughts were, if you use it on construction, you will go all the way to level 55, which means you're skipping straight to the gold sinks, which are like 70k XP per, which is a lot of XP. So that was my initial thought, was to skip those early cons levels. If there's no good farming relic, or there's no easy way of training from one farming, then you could use the lamp on that as well. The alternative to both of this is to buy bagged plants and train both construction and farming at the same time. It looks like it's over 120 bagged plants to go from level 1 to 37, and that is a lot of clicking in your POH, like build, delete, all that stuff. I'm not interested in that, so I think I'd rather just skip straight to the gold sinks and worry about farming later. You will have other lamps. You're going to get some lamps from like the Varrock Museum, depending on quest completions and stuff like that. So I could just use the lamps on that. I also might just complete the Karamja Easy Diary, which you can use the lamp on anything, I believe. A couple of quests give you some lamps, all that good stuff. So that's what I'm thinking. The next section, at the end of it, we'll have 99 construction, 92 strength, 92 range. We'll have a Thunder Kopesh. All of our skills are unlocked, all that good stuff. So I'm working on this one right now, but in general, kill the gemstone crab, pick your skills. I'm actually going with fishing, hunter, slayer from the gemstone crab kill, because I need to do a lot of AFKing. So I don't really want to pick thieving. It's much faster if I pick thieving, but I could also get similar XP rates from hunter because of Animal Wrangler. Catching chins is just so good. So that's my reason for picking fishing, but I highly recommend you take thieving if you are sweating like buckets while you're playing this game and you don't want to do some AFK time. Get to 35 fishing, defeat Temperos. If there's a banker's note or last recall, we gotta get it before we start doing construction. I don't know how that's gonna unlock. If that's like too difficult, then this whole section is just pivoted until we get that. So I'll update that once we know all the tiles again, but yeah. Banker's note, like staying in your POH, having all the items banked in your inventory and just unnoting them instantly is a game changer for this part. So that's what I am hoping is the case. What we'll need is all of this stuff here. So we've got to chop some mahogany logs. You need 50 wood cutting to do that. So just go grab 5 wood cutting levels quickly. You can also use the lumberjack axe as a crystal axe. You just use the spec. It gives you 3 levels. So you can chop them a bit early as well. But I'd probably just get to like 49 at least before I try that. Turn off the option to burn or fletch those logs. We're going to turn them into planks. Hopefully there's a banker's note that allows us to do that, where we can just turn them all into planks easy and quick. But at that point, we're going back and making $3.5 billion cash if we don't already have it. Reminder, $2.5 bill per hour. So at this point, you will have already been alching this whole time, And you might already have that cash. If you don't, then we got to go back. Once you get to a max cash stack, you can turn them into platinum tokens or bank the cash stack, but you can have a stack in your bank and a stack in your inventory. So once you go past that, you will then need to turn into platinum tokens. So just use it on any banker, and you can do that easily. What else we got here? So yeah, we can skip this section if we use the lamp on it. Otherwise, bag plants, elemental balances, 230 condensed gold, 115 gold leaves in the planks and whatnot to make gold sinks. We then need to make 250 marble walls. That one's going to take a little bit of clicking, but it's still pretty quick. And then, yeah, just 41 crystal thrones to 99. At that point, you are fully set and ready to go. I'll keep adding some stuff of like what I'm doing here. There's going to be some other big relics that I'm going to add more to the guide. But for now, that's just like a sort of an overview of it. If you were interested, I encourage you to keep looking back in that Discord to see exactly what updates have been made. I'm going to be updating it live, so once we know all those relics, we'll be doing that. Once the metas change, I'll be updating it, all that good stuff. I appreciate you hanging out. Also, thanks for 3,000 subscribers. Kind of crazy. I'd love to see if we can get to 309,000. 309,000. 309,000. That'd be good. So keep subbing, drop a comment, like the video, share it with your mom's wife's husband's boyfriend. That would be cool. And stay classy or something. Bye. Okay, bye.